Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Slick Talk Podcast. We have conversations that need to be conversed. I am the host, the Slick Talker himself, the visionary himself, Rodney Griffin Jr. Now, before I introduce who's here today, I gotta give him a nice little introduction. One of the reasons why I'm here podcasting today, you probably heard his voice a few times through the YouTube channel, especially with the Floyd and Logan video. This guy, he's one of the guys that motivates me to want to be great. Still to this day, knowing you about what, 4 years?
Yeah, 4 or 5.
Yeah, about 4 years. 4 years. Always been by my side. Been a good motivator. I appreciate you here today. He's been on stage with LL Cool J, for goodness sake.
Well, among others.
hey, there's only so much I know. He probably got a lot. This is a blessing that you're here too, because you're an OG. It's the OG himself, the producer himself, Unc, the producer. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the Slick Talk Podcast, brother.
Yeah, I've been listening to you from, the other room over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a good thing going.
Yeah, not just the other room, since the Stuff Talk session era.
Yeah, when you first started out.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you being there. So you were technically one of the day ones. Technically.
Well, yeah, you could say that.
Hey.
I've been around a few times.
Oh yeah, of course. Let's turn it down a little bit, because the reason why we're doing a nice vibe here today, just to start off. Unfortunately, I've been able to do a show most of the week, but it is Mental Health Awareness Month, and even though it's about to end on Monday, we ain't really get a chance to talk about it. And this ain't gonna be the first time we talk about mental health. So, personally, I want to know, since you've been all around the world, hell, you're a military man, so you've seen a lot of things from different personalities, different type of people, etc.
Mm-hmm.
What is your personal opinion about mental health, as far as the importance of it?
Well, mental health is more important than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
What you didn't know is I'm a mental health professional. Master's level licensed social worker.
Oh, this gonna be good. Oh, this gonna
That's
be good.
That's another hidden talent that you didn't know that I had. But mental health is very, very important.
Well, of course, you told me you know karate, so hey.
Well, I know karate and crazy, so yeah. I know them both.
Okay, James Brown. All right, I ain't mad at that. But all right, let's dig into that. Since you are an expert, I need to hear this. I need to hear your perspective as far as why mental health is so important.
Well, mental health is so important because not only the physical health, but it's the health of our brain. I'm talking about, when I say our,
mm-hmm.
I'm talking about of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And right now the world is hurting. A lot of different natural disasters. Then you have the pandemic, people losing family members, having to be on their own after living with families for a long time. Mm-hmm. It hurts. And a lot of people don't know how to deal with it.
Right.
So having someone to be able to help keep your mental mind frame intact is good for the overall community.
Right. And for me to add to that, as far as the loss of family members point that you made, because that definitely plays a huge part. To be honest, that, I'll give you one. There's two reasons why we stopped the Stuff Talk session, and I was on and off with the outside job podcast I was doing while I was out of the studio for a while. You know one of them, but I'll talk about that another time. But the other one was mostly because around the time my grandmother passed, and she was living with my family and I for 7 years. I was one of the first caretakers for her. My mom was working, my dad was working. He was still trying to finish his army recruiting duties before retiring. My sister, she was in college and working. So I was in high school. As soon as I got home, had to make sure she was good. And when she passed, there's a certain part of a void that, as far as responsibility and stuff, died inside. And it was draining. It caused me to barely even want to get up. It wasn't even about whether or not I didn't have the passion for potting anymore or the passion for doing anything. I just, when you're in the point where you're battling getting up, that's a problem.
It is. And I can't say and this is a big mistake. Everybody say when you lose somebody, oh, I lost my grandmother. I know how you feel. That is the biggest lie on the planet Earth.
You think so?
I know so.
Break it down for me.
How close was I to my grandmother?
I have no clue.
So how could you know how I feel? Even though you went through the same experience, you don't know how I feel.
Right.
So that's, to me, it's a slap in the face when somebody say, oh, I understand how you feel. As a mental health professional, we've learned the word empathy.
Yes.
And sympathy.
Yes.
That's my
biggest weapon.
You can empathize with me. You can even sympathize for me.
But you'll
never understand how I feel.
Right.
I can say
that's the most you can do is sympathize and empathize.
Right. Because a lot of times people say, my condolences. What does that even mean? If I were to ask you right now to give me the definition of condolences.
Google!
Can you give it to me without Googling?
The most I can say is like, I'm sorry for your loss. That's probably the definition of it in my head.
Right. But then
I've heard it so many times, I'm like, oh, that must be what it means.
But then my question to you would be,
let me Google it though, just to.
Yeah,
I actually do want to know.
Yeah, while I talk, my thing to you is, why are you sorry for my loss? And then
because I hate that you're going through that personally. Because I know how much it hurts losing a loved one.
Right, but what if I hate my grandmother and I hated everything about her? What if she just beat me, maybe go get switches, and I had this PTSD because as a child I had to go and get the weapon that she's about to beat me with?
Well, after your reaction to my condolences, if you let me know like to hell with my grandmother, she wasn't shit to me. I'm like, oh my bad, I didn't know.
Right. So a lot of times people don't really know what to say or how to say. So that's why it's very important for people to understand mental health. B, cultural competence, right?
Break down cultural competence for me.
Okay.
I'm still in school, y'all.
All right. So cultural competence means you have a culture in your family.
That's a fact.
You come from a military-raised family. Well, your dad was in the military.
Yeah.
So he had a lot of different standards, more stricter rules than somebody having a dad.
Luckily for us, not as much because like he was a recruiter and he tried to make sure we wasn't like military babies to the point of we were traveling every place. The most we ever traveled to like live somewhere else was during Katrina for Houston.
Okay, so let me give you two different examples then.
Mm-hmm.
But let me say, you've come from a structured family.
Yes.
Somebody who has a father who's out there dealing drugs and smoking weed will say, well, I'd rather have my son smoking weed with me and they pass it a blunt to him than to be outside doing it.
Right.
That's two different cultures. So if you were to go into a home where a father is passing a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old child a blunt, in your mind you'll be taken aback, like, that's a child. Like, why would you even do that to a child? But in their family, generations, that's the culture.
Right.
So in order to understand the person's culture, we have to ask the questions.
Right.
See, I'm not going to come up to your house and say, damn, Rodney, you in college and you don't even have a TV. You need a TV. Right. And I'm going to go and buy you a TV thinking I'm doing you a favor. Right. But in your mind, you have 7 TVs in storage. One of them is a 90-inch TV. This little 42-inch TV I bought is a slap in the face. Right. Because you don't have a TV in here. You need to get with your studies. Right. So to temper yourself.
Or maybe I don't have a TV at the moment.
Right.
It might be coming in.
But maybe you don't want a TV.
Right.
Because if I got a TV, I'm going to go to PlayStation 3, 4 in the morning. I got class at 7. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's a distraction for me. So let me remove this TV and I'm going to put it in storage or take it back home. And then here I come along and I want to buy you a TV. Right. You give me a key and say, well, you know, Uncle, you're here for the weekend, enjoy yourself, blah, blah, blah. And then you you come home, there's a TV there. Right. Which is a trigger for you. So it's understanding the culture of things. But mental health is very, very, very important.
Well, all right, well, let me ask you this. Do you think we as a... I'm not going to say community as a whole, because I just want to focus on us. Like, do you think we as
the African-American
Black
community?
Yes, the African-American community as
Which
a
I don't
whole.
like that word anyway, but...
Well, understandable. I don't even know what it calls African-Americans for real, because like...
That's a whole nother subject,
but that really is. It really is. Like, I don't even know what to call myself, just cut and say African. I'm like, because I've never been to Africa, so I don't even know how to feel. Right. But we're sticking with Black community. Do you think we, as the Black community, are handling the subject of mental health well so far?
No, they don't even care. They don't even recognize that we have a problem with mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. Let's just take. Have you ever been to the Methamphetamine projects? Rolled through it, been around it. Any of the projects in New Orleans?
Yes.
You see the culture out there?
Yes.
The kids are busting bottles in the street. This is where they live.
Right.
You see baby with snotty nose, run around naked, and all that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. To them, that's an all natural thing.
Right.
But to somebody structured, you're going in to say,
yo, this is better to life than this.
Yeah, like, what are you doing?
Right.
So a lot of times we don't know.
And you don't want to judge.
And we don't even care.
Right.
Let me, now this is going to be controversial, and I know a lot of your viewers are going to probably hit you up and get him back on that because I won't cuss him out. I won't get him a piece of my mind.
It's not even going to be that much, but we're going to have a lot this episode.
Right. So here's my thing. We are enslaved.
Mm-hmm. Are you going that deep?
We are enslaved to the Jim Crow movement. We quick to say, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. Mm-hmm. But when Tommy the cop kills Bebe, ain't nobody going to Tommy's house, ganging up trying to kill him and his family. But if JoJo killed Bebe, right, now you're going across over there. Do you realize that white people walk around without a care in the world? They walk right through the project without a care in the world. But you live on 2nd Street and I live on 5th Street, and I come off 2nd Street, you got a problem with me. Our culture, we have been brainwashed, we have been slaves. You know what we have? We have what's called the house nigga attitude.
Oh, shoot. Break that down.
Well, you had the light-skinned people working in the house, and you had the dark-skinned niggas in the field. Mm-hmm. House niggas are better than field niggas. The house nigga will tell. Take Django, for instance. What's that nigga doing on that nag? Now, that old man had been a slave and a house nigga for so long, he felt entitled to call another black man a nigga, and why is he riding his horse? Right. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We had that movie is a perfect depiction on what they have trained us to do over the years. We're like crabs in a barrel. Right. We don't get along, you don't want to do business with, man. Fuck that nigga. Excuse my friends. Can we cuss on here?
Yes, we straight, man. Look, you say I try to avoid curse, but that doesn't mean you got a sense of yourself. Come on. This your house. Go ahead.
We say, it's my building, but it's your show. We say, fuck that nigga. I ain't helping that nigga. Fuck him. I don't get along with him. Or whatever. But you know what Billy and Bob do? Look, you already know I don't like you. You fucked my wife. One of my kids is yours. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to get this money. After they get their money, they're going to separate. Right? They're going to shake hands. Each person get their check. Another problem we have in the African American community is we always want to have the biggest dick in the room. So right now, we on a Slick Talk podcast, right? Yes, have I ever come and put a post up here and say, What a Life Radio and the super producer owns this station and you got to know who I am?
No, well, you said your word, but you ain't overstepped any boundaries or anything.
Right.
But no offense for saying boundaries.
But what it is, because this is your show, that you solidified for your time slot. So I don't have any right to come in here and say, well, I don't want you talking about Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson been dead for 15 years, and you need to talk about Prince. He's closer. Right. Well, you don't like Prince. You're a Michael Jackson fan.
I love them both.
But I'm making examples.
I know.
So my thing is this. We have a crab in a barrel mentality.
That's a fact.
So instead of helping you up, we tear each other down. Do you know that's a mental health issue?
That definitely is a mental health issue.
You know what else is a mental health issue? Internet. How many people out there addicted to TikTok, Instagram? It's called internet addiction.
I'll be 100% honest with you. Social media will make you feel like you're doing something wrong in your life, no matter what stage of life you're in. I'm about to be 23 in a month. But I'm 22 right now. I got friends that are already married, having kids. They traveling to Dubai, Babylon, etc. I'm over here like, what am I doing wrong? Not thinking, yo, I'm in college. I'm already straight. I'm already in a good path. I just need to keep up what I'm doing. Not everybody's path is the same. But for some reason, social media, there's always this is the best way to go. And the people that are saying it aren't even following their same
Here it is.
Advice.
Perception is reality. If you perceive it so, I can't tell you it's not. So when people put those things out on social media, and they have you looking at them like, oh wow, they got it going on. I know at least 5.
I really don't.
I know at least 5 local rap artists that has all kind of pictures and clothes that they borrow. Some of them even from out of my own closet. Taking pictures with my cars and taking pictures with my brother's car and all kind of stuff. And people looking at them like they are, and it just be started out. That is a mental health problem.
Right.
You have narcissistic personality. Those are the people you can't tell nothing. They always got to have the biggest dick in the room. All attention got to be on them. And they ain't got to be on everything.
Right.
My thing is this. Long as I get my check, Boo Boo the Fool could be on the building. I want my check.
Right.
And that's the thing about it. So, we're going all over the place because mental health covers almost all different types.
That's why I said it's not going to be the first time we're going to talk about it. We're going to do like 4 or 5 parts probably. But the one thing I do want to add too, because I do want to go like backtrack a little bit to like us going against each other, that mentality. If I could play somewhat devil's advocate, I think we're starting to notice that, and I think we're trying to put a spotlight on it. Like I'm a battle rap fan. I constantly watch battles like you know a little about battle rap. You know like what
a lot about battle
rap.
My guy. Been there, done that.
My guy. Kind of me too, but I'm gonna leave that alone. But you know, like the point of battle rap is like who raps better than who, but who also knows how to like belittle a person better than who, etc. Like recent years, we started to notice each other's worth in the battle rap culture. I remember Chess when he battled Geechee Gotti on the app. By the way, he was saying like, "Am I a hypocrite when I rap about killing niggas, squeezing medals? When in reality, I'd rather see this black man be successful." Like, I'd rather see an opt than a cop because at least we know what they think about us. Like we're starting to realize, like, more that, like, we mad to each other. I watched the 85 South Show. They always talk about, like, we need to stop killing niggas. We need to stop looking at each other as the enemy. I'm tired of seeing that. I ain't got time to beef with nobody that has the same race as me. We got a bigger fight at hand. You know how exhausting it is to constantly see black men versus black women go against each other on the internet? It's exhausting.
That's a whole subject all in its own.
That really is.
Because I can tell you this.
We're going to talk about that one day, too.
It's not the fact that this generation is just starting to notice it. Mm-hmm. Black folks have always noticed it. But that is a mental health issue because we have been, what's the word I want to look for? We have been institutionalized.
I was thinking that's where you're going to go.
Into believing that we have to go against each other.
Right.
We have been pitted against each other even in slavery days.
Right.
You know, my master make me fight you, and his master make you fight me.
Just for someone to
for
them to call us nigga in the end.
We're monkeys.
Right.
We're monkeys. And they're sitting here pulling. Let me ask you a question.
Let's go.
How many black gun manufacturers do you know?
Hey, I don't know.
You don't know any. How do you think they're getting on the street? We're not manufacturing. They're dropping boxes and cases of guns and letting them get on the street. You know why? We have been programmed to hate each other, and we've been programmed to kill each other.
They just
it started. Well, let's you say the black man against the white.
Not just that. They also use drugs to do it too.
Same thing.
They also the drugs to do it too.
No, they use the biggest drug to that black man.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying drug to kill. I'm saying like drug. You know, drug.
I know. What I'm saying is they use the biggest drug and the biggest weapon to pit black man against black man.
And no one wins in the end.
Right. But do you want? Can you imagine? Give me 3 guesses. What is that biggest drug or biggest weapon you think I'm talking about?
A bazooka?
No.
A tank?
Nope. Because ain't no niggas riding no.
Oh, ain't no way.
In the hood either.
That would be epic, honestly. I know we should. I'm not trying to condone the gun violence, but that would be epic if a nigga pull up to any street in a tank. That would be fire.
Yeah.
But all right. So if we like minimizing it, AK-47, AR-15.
Man didn't create it.
Okay. Let me try to think. Words.
A woman.
Oh shoot! Yeah.
The black woman.
Oh shoot! Yeah.
Now, back in the days,
yeah,
the white woman wanted equality.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing about a black woman. So when the white woman started preaching, they wanted equal pay, they wanted equal this, they wanted equal that. See, Betty used to sit at the house. While Bobby went to work.
Right.
Bobby brought home the bacon and she fried it up in the pan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, back in the 60s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, even though black men used to smack our women around when they felt disrespected, that's a whole nother thing too, which leads to the Bible. I can sit here and talk about a lot of things, but let's get back on this point. They may used to smack them around a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we idolized our black women.
Right.
You know, they were the epitome of greatness in our home. But then when a black woman got down to sit with a white woman and they started talking about, oh, we should have equal this, oh, we should have equal that, we need to be doing this and we need to be doing that. The black woman started looking at the black man, and then the black man started getting pissed off, and then it started degrading them more and more in their music.
Right.
So if you listen from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, like the best love song that was ever wrote by any man was, girl, you know I
Lenny!
love you,
Lenny!
no matter what you do.
Lenny! You know I know.
I'm a social worker.
Mm-hmm.
I deal with teenage boys. And to see the boys saying, oh man, that's my bitch. Where your bitch at? And the girl say, I'm his bitch right here. Like, that to me is like a mental health problem. Because you couldn't call a black woman a bitch in the 70s and the 80s. But as the times progressed, it got worse and worse and worse.
And even now, it even depends on how you do it, honestly. Because, you know, some women don't like being called out of their name in disrespect. But nowadays, there are also, like, more rules with now, like, niggas can't... Only women can call each other bitches. Excuse my language. But only women can call each other bitches.
Where? Because I just listened to it at the gym yesterday. While I was
Unless it's music playing. Like, you know,
no. I'm talking about human beings. Man, where your girl, man? This is my bitch right here.
Oh, you said
yeah, I'm his bitch. Yeah, I'm talking about now.
Hey.
You know what's a mental health problem?
What's that?
We don't have parents.
Oh.
You have a 40-year-old grandparent and a 57-year-old great-grandparent living with the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren all in one house. That's a mental health issue in the African American community.
That is true. And you want to be honest?
Yeah, this is such a big subject, dude.
Yeah.
Because every time
and
you bring
broad.
up one point, you can go to here.
It's broad. Like,
so if you don't keep me...
I had to backtrack.
Yeah. You know.
Like, gee, but it's so broad. But what I'm about to say. That's the part that kind of sucks as far as that, like, we somewhat do have to take part in, like, us not having parents or us being parents too soon. Because... Like, I remember senior year, I was filling something out for college. I forgot what exactly. But I was filling something out for college. And a couple of my classmates who were women, got hell love from, shout out to them, I ain't gonna say names. But when I was filling them out, I had to fill something out involving my parents, who were my parents. And one of the girls was like, oh, you so lucky to have both parents in your life. And another girl chimed in and said, and they married, girl. Oh, they married? It hurt me inside to be like, damn. It's that rare in the black community that this happens?
That's why when you say backtrack all the way, that's what I was telling you. There is a mental health defect in the African American community. Number one, the music industry.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm part of the music industry. Been doing music since 1979. I
got a whole picture, but I can't reach it because that's recorded.
But guess what? If you want to get in, you got to do something. You got to give up dick. You got to give up ass. You got to give up mouth. If the woman want to get in, she got to give up ass. She got to give up mouth, or she got to give up vagina. Those are just the rules.
I didn't expect all this.
I know, but
understandable.
I'm telling you the mental health side of it.
I agree.
It is mentally ill for somebody to do something that they don't want to do, just if in the hopes that somebody will like your music and you become famous.
Right.
So here's the deal.
It's a if with some of that just to get 15 minutes of fame.
Right. Here's the deal. They locking our black men up. So all the fathers are out the home. And now you got the wife, the mother there. Now the mother have to apply for welfare and food stamps, Section 8. But when daddy comes home, daddy can't come back to the house, because if he come back to the house, you get thrown off of Section 8. Why? You see what I'm saying?
Chico Beans brought that up. I remember that, yeah.
The second one is everybody is either gay or bisexual. I'm using those terms because in this generation, nobody's labeling each other anything. You know, if you like girls, you like girls. You like guys, you like guys. You like girls and guys, that's on you. What you eat don't make me shit. It's my opinion.
I can't keep up with none of the terms, but as long as you happy, I'm happy.
That's what I'm saying. But that goes back to saying why they were so shocked that you had both of your parents and that they're still married. It is rare in the African American community because it's designed to split up the parenting.
I think we're starting to change that cycle.
How?
For me personally, I'm starting to see not either more marriage. Well, hopefully, long, like as far as how long they.
Well, yeah, well, they get married Monday and they divorce on Thursday.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'm also seeing like more fathers get involved in the children's life, even if the parents aren't together. They're trying to co-parent some way somehow. I know I have friends that are fathers. I have friends that are mothers that are soon to be mothers, and they get along pretty well with their yes.
2 out of 10. 2 out of 10. Let's talk about another mental health defect.
Mm-hmm.
Your baby mama, you gave her the best sex she's ever had. You treated her like a goddess. Something nobody ain't never done, right? Well, then all of a sudden, she screw up. No, I'm not. She screw up, and then you say, you know what? I've given you the best that I've got. Obviously, you don't need a man like me. You need somebody that you can mess over, that's going to put up with all this and all of that. Now she's mad at you. You can't even see your son or your daughter. You may just have a newborn, maybe 9 months old, right? And then they'll say, oh, well, your daddy went to jail and he died. I can give you 2 examples.
I've heard about those.
Number 1. For 33 years, I thought this man, who was my brother Gregory's father, was my dad. He knew he wasn't. My dad knew he wasn't. And my mama knew he wasn't. Because when my dad came to pay my mama child support for all the other 12 children, they had an affair, and I was conceived. But this other man treated me like shit. I didn't read my real dad until I was 33 years old, after my mom had passed away. Because he was threatened by my mom, and that he could have no contact with me, even though I have his last name. So, a mental defect, again, goes back to the woman. She get mad at you, you can't see your children, you want to be in your children's life, she blocks you from doing it, and then she puts you on child support because you're mad, she's mad, you're with another woman because she couldn't do the right thing. So even though you're taking care of your child, she wants to put you on child support and try to ruin your life, put you in jail, do all those other things. That's mental health. How important is mental health to African Americans or black people? I've gave you 4 different reasons thus far.
You ain't just give me 4. You gave me 40. Whoa. First off, I don't even need to score this episode. I'm just tossing the alley-oops to Unc, man. Like you dropping 50 right now. Jeez, that's a lot.
Yeah, I work right in the you know, you see some things, you know, you just see some things. Working in my field, you see some things.
Yeah.
You see a guy sitting there talking to himself, and your first thing you say oh man, he's crazy.
I was about to say he's crazy. I need to stay away
He's
from him.
schizophrenic. What's your definition of bipolar? You say, oh man, she's bipolar. What does that mean?
One moment that they're nice, next moment that they're mean for no reason.
See, that's the whole totally opposite of bipolarism.
Break it down for me.
Being bipolar means you have 2 extremities of 2 different emotions. One, you're very, very excited and you're hyper, and the next you're very, very sad and depressed. It has nothing to do with anger. So when you say, oh, because she bipolar, one minute she like you, the next minute she don't. No, that is called asocial. Because antisocial and asocial are 2 things. I'm antisocial. I like to be by myself. No, if you're antisocial, you like to fight. You don't get along with nobody.
Jesus.
Being asocial is being by yourself. You know, you want to be by yourself. I'm asocial. If I were antisocial, you couldn't sit here and talk to me for a whole 2 hours if you was antisocial, because you don't like people.
Right.
And it's a legitimate disease.
And you love me, man.
And you could not, I wouldn't trade you for all the food stamps in the milk.
Come on.
But, you know, you got people that say, oh, well, Charles, he makes me sick with his bipolar ass. No, well, I haven't seen him sad yet.
Right.
When I tell you they go through tremendous bouts of depression, that's to the point where nothing you can do can make them happy.
Right.
Nothing you can say, no amount of food, no amount of money, nothing can satisfy them when they hit that depressive state. You can do all you can do to keep them from committing suicide.
Right. And honestly, that's one of my biggest fears, to the point that, like, when I'm depressed, like even when I was dealing with like my 3-year depression, I didn't want what I was dealing with affect the people around me. And I feel like a part of me was doing that, but I wasn't taking it out on people. At least I hope I wasn't. As far as what I remember, if my sister or mom tell me otherwise, hopefully it's not a lot. Because I tried to think, I was very distant. But being distant, I was very distant, and I feel like that affected a lot of things. Like, I wish Sam was here. Personally, I felt like I wasn't as consistent as I wanted to be with Sam. Sam stood by me the whole time. He was there the whole time, and I always commend him for that. But I still feel bad that I wasn't there when I need to be. I wasn't as I wasn't keeping in contact with him as much as I wanted to. I wasn't like checking on him as much as I wanted to. We wasn't hanging out. We still haven't hung out outside the podcast yet. More because he's working. I'm trying to get things together. I'm better now, but at the same time, I wish I would have did more. But I feel like the depression. I don't want to make it sound like it's an excuse, but I feel like what I was dealing with really was weighing me down to not even want to be bothered with anybody.
Well, that's the point. It's not an excuse. It's a reason. And when people understand mental health issues, they will understand that we have the I can't help us when it comes to mental health.
Right.
So, moving forward, one of the best things that I say people should do is to try and keep, if you happen to go through this similar situation with a girlfriend, a best friend, a family member, try to keep as much as your natural routine going as possible. Mm-hmm. Because when you stop that natural routine, idle mind is the devil's workshop. That's why you're sunk deep into that depression. You walked away from your podcast. You turn your back on your family because you were secluded in yourself. Mm-hmm. We can't fix nothing by ourselves. Right. That's why God put physicians and, if something wrong with your eye, you go to an eye doctor.
Right.
You go to court, you need a lawyer. Right. Another thing, mental health thing, the spirituality, this Christianity shit that the black people are stuck on. I'm going to pray about it.
Okay.
What are you going to pray about? Because God already, when the person they call Jesus died on the cross, he took all that with him. Mm-hmm. So now what your job is to do is to utilize what he put here for you to use.
Okay.
Oh, God, I have a broken arm. Please fix my broken arm. You're going to go to sleep. It's going to still be broke.
Right.
He's not going to come out the sky and go.
Yeah, it's not going to be fixed like overnight.
You know what I mean?
Right. It's going to take a little bit of time.
He's going to tell you to go to the doctor. I put the wisdom and knowledge and understanding in
this
position.
You say it like that? Okay. Like,
you see what I'm saying?
Not even go to the doctor. You just, Lord, just do something. Please, do something. And
my light bill needs to be paid, Grandma. Oh, child, I'm going to pray about it. Well, you can pray, but energy coming.
Well, faith without work is dead.
But that's another mental health issue. Mm-hmm. So you got to pick a topic, bro, because I can go on forever.
It's a lot.
And ever.
It's a lot.
Ever. Mental health is the foundation of the uplifting of our community, black community. And it's the foundation of the destruction of our African American community.
Because sometimes the saying, hurt people hurt people. There are times that, like, prime example, there are times that someone could just be having a bad day. And you over there having the time of your life, just joking around, having fun. Everybody else having fun with you. Next thing you know, the person that's having a bad day is shutting all of that down and hurting everybody's feelings just for no reason. We didn't do nothing to her at all. She didn't even talk to me. I didn't even know she was there.
It's the I can't help this.
It's the what?
I can't help it.
Oh. Yeah.
That's what I call it.
Okay.
They have the I can't help it. You think that a crackhead wants to come to his mama's house and steal her rent money, knowing that she's on disability, she get one check a month?
No.
He doesn't want to do that.
Right.
It hurts him to do that. He has no choice. There's a disease that's controlling his mental. There's a disease that's controlling his mental, and he cannot help himself. The alcoholic. You think that alcoholic wanted to run off the road and kill those 5 people in that car? And that driving while under the influence?
No.
They can't help themselves. The same way, if you're a man and you like to get blowjobs, the minute somebody come by fine and that's what you want, you're going to get it. Regardless. Your girlfriend could be in the next room. You're going to sneak and you're going to do it. I'm not saying you as in you.
No, I wouldn't think about
the mentality is what I'm saying is when we have the I can't help it, you cannot help it. Mental health don't just mean they have bipolar, they're schizophrenic, they're narcissistic, they have major depressive disorder, they have ADHD, DDD, OCD. No, social media is a internet addiction. There's such thing as a sex addiction. Yes. There's a lie addiction. There are people that just come around you and lie just for the fun of it, just to see what you do, say. And you have people that come around just to mess some other people's life up. You have people come around and they'll get in your circle and they'll talk about, oh, I heard your podcast, and man, I always wanted to be in radio, and I really felt you when you said this and when you said that, and you feeling this kindred spirit, and the whole while in their mind they're saying, oh, I got him. I'm a really man. They're trying to get over here so they can meet who's giving you this platform so that they can sneak in and they can take it. They have the I can't help it. Some people just do stuff because they cannot help it. Right. And then you have the people that are remorseful when they have the I can't help it. Because a narcissistic personality person who is borderline psychotic, they do things to hurt you and they're sorry, but they can't help it.
Right.
They have to do it. Just like you say, well, I trust you. I'm going to leave my Apple computer here because I know you keep the door locked.
Right.
Right? And so you leave. And then you come back and the computer's not here.
Right.
And then I say, oh, well, you know, Priest and Reese got a key, plus the girls, and now I'm throwing it around in the circle, but I done took it and I done pawned it.
Right.
Right? In Baton Rouge. Because I know you're going to look for it here. So if I get $800 for that computer, what's $15, $20 worth of gas to go get it? You see what I'm saying? And I'm telling you these things because these are things that clients have told me while in session.
Right.
So, man, this is huge.
It is. Shoot. I'm gonna have to bring you back for like a part 3, part 4, because I got woo, that's a lot. That was a lot. Yeah, you just dropped 81 for Kobe.
Well, mental health is something I take very serious.
I take that very seriously.
Because you don't know. You don't know what somebody's thinking.
And you don't want to feel like it's like a trend that you're hopping on. And like for me personally, at first I didn't want to be like come out and say like, yeah, I've been feeling depressed lately, because there are people that like, you know, people say like, yo, there are people that's out in the world that's living worse than you. You're blessed. You should be like, you shouldn't have to deal with that, or like at least you're not dealing with this or that and stuff, to like somewhat diminish what you're dealing with, in my opinion. But that's another.
No, that's the absolute fact.
Yeah.
Fact. They want to diminish. So you don't know how you feel.
Right. But at the same time, I feel like because the word mental health and depression has been used a lot lately, I didn't want to be like, because I've been feeling down about some things lately, oh, I'm depressed. But once my sister and my mom started noticing it, and they said asked if I was like depressed lately, I was like, damn, maybe I am. Just maybe I am. And it sucks even more. Like, it's another thing. Yo, check on your strong friends. Check on your strong friends. Call them, text them, see if they okay. You always go to them about your problems. They might be dealing with some stuff that's going on in their world. You never know.
Which leads me to one of my Instagram posts.
Oh, you stay with the Jefferson post.
The rock that holds everybody together, nobody look down to see if it's starting to crumble.
Right.
I'm one of those rocks.
Hey, I ask you how your mental health be sometimes. So.
Yeah, you do. Once every 72 years, but hey.
Well, a part of it because I'm unfortunately gonna be here because of certain situations. But I'm trying, man.
Hey, I'm not punching at you. I'm just saying. when I say that was, people don't ever look and say, you know, when I go into myself sometimes to do what we call in the mental health world positive self-think. What are the good things about you that makes you still want to be here? What are the good things that you do to help people? You know, positive self-talk. Brian, you're going to be all right. It's going to be okay. It's going to be good. It's going to be okay. People always text me.
Manifestation.
Right. And they text me, oh, you don't hit me up no more, huh? You don't forgot about me, huh? Or they'll text me, you know, I asked you to borrow $20 last week. You didn't even reply. Like, how about asking me, yo, son,
okay.
I texted you last week.
I haven't heard from you in a minute.
Yeah, but what's going on with you? And that burns me. That really makes me.
That's the worst feeling.
That sends me over to Pluto. You know, and it's crazy.
I'll be honest with you, because honestly, that's one reason why I was at least dealing with depression. When a while I was going MIA, at least on IG and Snapchat. I'm not really on Snapchat like that, but I have some classmates that are still on there, so I just look from time to time to check. I barely post much on there, but when I don't post anything, after a while I'm like, yo, it's crazy that no one's ever checked on me. And the worst part, I'm the first to like call and check on them. I've called when COVID first came in to check on majority of my classmates to see if everything's okay, how everybody doing, especially since I haven't talked to them in a while. Mm-hmm. And the only person that really answered most was the answer machine lady. Every time. That bothers me for a while.
And I don't know about you. My phone has a call ID.
Mm-hmm.
My phone has been ringing off the hook. So I already know when I'm finished this or whenever we take a break, I need to go and see what's going on with these text message people that call.
Right.
Because it could be an emergency.
Right.
You know, somebody may call just to hear your voice and decide not to kill themselves.
Right. Yes. Yes.
You know, and that's deep. When you all you have to do is smile at somebody. You know, it's the little things that make people love you. It's the little things that make people hate you. And I think that a lot of people, well, not hate's a very strong word. I hated a lot of things that other people did that were little that they didn't even have to do.
Right.
You know. I'm trying not to talk as much because you know I took over your podcast.
Hey, no, hey, man, look, hey, I'm enjoying the show.
I'm just gonna let you know.
Hey, look, I'm trying to at least sneak my 10, 15 points in. At least this your show now. This is your show. But to add what you're saying as far as like, yeah, you never know what you'll do to make somebody feel good about themselves. I remember I was just going to KFC in the drive-thru. I pull up to the first window. It's a lady. She got a birthday sticker on the chest. Well, you know the ribbons. You know how the black people are. It said, I was like, oh, happy birthday. She was like, oh, thank you. You know you're the first person that told me happy birthday today. Next thing you know, almost every time I pull up and see her, it's always love from her.
Of course.
I brightened her day up. Same thing with me. Every time I leave, what you always hear from me? Be safe, Unc. You have a good day. You be safe. You know how good it feels for, like, every once in a while, before I can even say it, someone beats me to it? I'm like, thank you. Thank you.
Exactly. I had a client. He was 17 years old.
Yeah, after this, we might have to end it because it's almost at 45 minutes. But yeah, so.
He was 17 years old. When I walked up to the house around the doorbell, his mama was yelling, fussing at him or whatever. Mm-hmm. So when she looked, she saw me, she opened the door, she started talking bad about him, useless motherfucker, this useless motherfucker, that. So I walked down the hallway, tapped on his door, and walked in. When I walked in, he dropped his hand like that. So I saw the look in his face, and I just walked up to him, put my arms around him, and gave him a hug. And I kissed him on his neck. I said, you know I love you, right? And the only thing I heard this. He had dropped a knife on the floor. He was just about to put the knife and plunge it right into his own chest, right into his own heart. Because he was like, don't nobody love me, nobody care.
Right.
This boy told me his mama don't know what type of cereal he like. She don't know if he got a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Right. She don't know what he doing. All she do is fuss. It's a negative environment.
Right.
And this was 2 years ago. And last week he graduated high school.
Congratulations.
It's a lot. This mental health is serious.
Yes.
You know, I think, you know, if you ever do this show with somebody again, you got to put some pointers down because, you know, when you say one thing, it leads to another.
I didn't know how far we were going to take it, but I wanted to at least address it because, it's about to be the end of Mental Health Awareness Month, and I didn't get a chance to talk about it, especially since half of the month I wasn't able to be here. There was a lot of subjects I had for last week that I didn't get a chance to touch on. Hey.
Maybe you need to extend your hours, my man.
Well,
you know, when you talk more than Hershey's made chocolate, you know you gotta.
Hey, yeah, but you don't want to be here all day, and plus you know we work here. But yeah, let's end this here though, man. First off, thank you, Unc. He done dropped 50 gems on us today. I didn't expect this at all. I knew this was gonna be deep. I expect us to go that deep into the subject, so I definitely appreciate you for that, man. That's for one. For two, Congrats to say his name. We're gonna give him his flowers. Say his name. The guy just graduated.
I wish I would. I wish I could, but because of client confidentiality.
Oh, hey, I
really can't.
understand. Either way, if
But he's
watching,
from Marrero, and he graduated from Helen Cox.
Oh,
so you know who we talking about.
Prayers to everybody at Marrero too, especially after the Ron.
I got him hooked on your podcast, so he gonna know what we talking about.
Yeah, after the Ron Green situation though, prayers to everybody that's out there in Marrero. Hope everybody's okay. Marrero or Monroe?
Marrero, Louisiana, right there on the West Bank, who they think is the best bank.
Oh, well, I can mix up Marrero and Monroe. Either way, West Bank is crazy. So yeah, prayers to everybody over there. But shout out to everybody that's watched the show. Mental health is very important thing. I remember when I was skipping class because of what I was dealing with, because I couldn't even get out of bed. I finally went and talked to my teacher. My teacher, Dr. Martin, will never forget her telling me this. The mind is the most important thing in your body. You can't let that get affected. We gotta take care of each other, man, because you never know how much doing something for someone, helping somebody out, making them feel good about themselves will change their lives. How much it will impact their lives. So at the end of the day, you know what? Here's the slogan. Ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourselves. Love each other. Care for each other. Mental health is a serious thing. Everybody stay healthy. Be positive. Y'all not used to do the slogan, but this is a different version. So everybody stay happy and be positive. One love. All love.